Hi everyone, welcome to Fingers, Fums and Fits. In this episode of TTPITL I will be painting a somewhat different Tyranid Screamer Killer from Warhammer 40,000. Can I keep the paint inside the lines? Let's find out. But first a little background. I first started playing 40k when it was in its second edition, way back in the 90s. This was the logo. And this was the starter set. Isn't it glorious? Look at the amount of stuff you got. 20 Space Marines, 40 Gretchen, 20 Orcs, and all the cardboard terrain you could ever need for your first games. Plus all the other doodads. 40k surely was different back then. Everything was a lot more colorful too, as 3rd edition and Grimdark hadn't reared its head yet, and this is shown perfectly by what I consider to be the greatest codex, cover, artwork, ever. But I digress. You must be thinking, what has all this got to do with today's model? Well, in 2nd edition, I was a Tyranid player. Actually, scratch that, I've always been a Tyranid player. And back then our Carnifex looked like this. And this was the only variant we got. It was nicknamed the Screamer Killer because it let out a high-pitched scream when it fired its bioplasma. But pay attention to the color scheme. As a new version of the Screamer Killer has now been released for the Tyranids, I thought it would be fun to try to paint the new one in a scheme resembling its OG daddy. So, let's see what I came up with. Firstly, I want to apologize, as this is going to be a somewhat chaotic run-through, as I kept forgetting about stuff. And also please ignore the giant gap along its leg. But, let's start off simply enough with a base coat of Wraithbone. The skin/flesh area's got a coat of Mephiston red. I then started tidying up the carapace with Wraithbone. Before I remembered I wanted to give that skin a wash of Blood Angel's red. And a relayer of the Mephiston red. I then applied a 2-to-1 mix of contrast medium and Magus purple to the Screamer Killer's head. There were a few stages here. First, I gave the claws and back carapace 2 coats of Basilicanum Grey, before tidying up the lighter carapace sections with Wraithbone. I then painted the mouth parts with Warpstone Glow. The darkened carapace and claws then got a rough drybrush of Corax White. I applied Skeleton Horde to the teeth, and 2 coats of Magus purple to the plates on the head. The lighter carapace sections got a wash of Skeleton Horde. I forgot about the claws on the legs, so they got a coat of Basilicanum Grey, and the ligaments in the arms got a coat of Magus purple. The lighter bony plates got a subtle highlight of Wraithbone, the leg claws got a highlight of Corax White, and the tactical rock got a liberal dousing of Basilicanum Grey. I then forgot about the musculature showing on the arms and legs. So these areas got a base coat of Corax White, and a wash of Magus purple. The darkened carapace and claws then got a wash of Achillean green. And then I figured I'd leave it there, so all that was left was the base, which I painted Auric Flesh, and then lightly drybrushed Aerial Yellow. So what do we think? Have I done the OG Carnifex justice? Have I managed to paint inside the lines? Please do let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again, real soon.